2023, you were aware that you were on probation, correct?
Yes.
And as some of the terms of your probation was to not test positive for alcohol, is that correct?
Yes.
Also, another term was to undergo drug testing, correct?
Yes.
You failed to comply with those, correct?
Yes.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right. Well, counsel, the condition your client, it's not for him to not test positive. It's not use any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed.
Then, Your Honor, and I apologize, just the way the violation was written out, my client is going to tell you in his explanation that he had a haircut and they used alcohol as aftershave. He has 2 witnesses for that. I don't know how the court would look at that, as if it's a violation or an explanation.
Okay, wait. Your client is going to tell me that he does a positive for alcohol because there was aftershave used on his face.
Alcohol.
Yeah, actual alcohol as aftershave. He does have 2 witnesses, if Your Honor wants to hear from him, that have witnessed that at that time range. And the barber was supposed to show up, but he didn't. But he did write a letter. I didn't submit it because I thought it would be hearsay and he would be here, but we can pop that on the screen too, Your Honor. So I wasn't sure, just the way it was written. He technically did violate the by testing positive, but he is going to let the court know that's his explanation.
You know, I understand that. I just, and I'm just clarifying for the record that the condition of probation was not to not test positive. It was not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed. So by testing positive, it's a violation. I just wanted to clarify the condition of probation. You had indicated the condition of probation was to not test positive. I'm stating that the condition of probation is to not consume or possess any alcohol. So I was just clarifying on your voir dire, I was just clarifying the condition.
I understand now, Your Honor. Absolutely. We'll still continue with the guilty plea in the fact of possession due to the haircut.
Okay. Court will accept your plea as knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. This is technical violations 3 and 4. And counsel, is Ms. Hasted somebody that works at the hair place?
Your Honor, unfortunately, the hair cutter is a traveling hair cutter, and he came to Mr. Sneed's home, is my understanding. Both of Mr. Sneed's roommates were present. One of them underwent a haircut themselves, and they're prepared to testify. And the client does have a letter that he can screen share from the barber.
And so is Ms. Halstead the roommate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And so,
She's my girlfriend, Your Honor.
okay. So, sir, when did you get your haircut?
November 13th. My appointment was 8:30.
October.
Okay. And
And I was kind of confused when you said no use of alcohol. I thought that was just consuming it. I didn't know until after I found out about the violation that I couldn't use any product of alcohol.
And I do have an explanation for the other violation to Your Honor, but I'm just taking one at a time to let the court know.
okay. Well, let me just say this. I'm just going to tell you this, sir. I don't believe this excuse at all. And let me just tell you why. Okay. Your testimony is that you had a haircut at 8:30 a.m.
PM.
No.
8:30 p.m.
8:30 in the morning? Didn't you say 8:30 in the morning?
No, I said PM.
Oh. Okay. And so this event continued per the tether. Oh, either way, whether it's AM or PM, I still don't believe you. 9:24 p.m. is when the event began, and then it continued until 3:02 a.m. So that tells me, sir, that it was continuous use. But in any event, what type of haircut do you usually get?
I get faded all the way around the side and then a line up on my beard. And he uses straight razor all the way around, so he uses alcohol all the way around my head.
And for what it's worth, Your Honor, I just want to let the court know too, my client worked that night at 3:30 a.m. and he is prepared to screen share his login credentials.
When you say he used alcohol all around your head, what does that even mean?
Because when you use a straight razor, it causes razor bumps and infections. So the alcohol helps prevent the razor bumps and infections. Most barbers use it.
And how often do you get your hair cut, sir?
Once every other week.
You get your hair cut twice a month?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been on probation since April 27th?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
And this is the first time that you tested positive from your haircut?
Yes. Because this is the first time I got a haircut off of a tether. I now know I can't use it, so when I get haircuts, I'll tell them to keep the alcohol out.
But then you'll get razor bumps, right? And sir, where is the aftershave placed?
Around my beard. The alcohol goes around my beard, all the way up where he lines it up here, and then all the way around the face. To help prevent razor bumps from the straight edge.
Okay. So you're not going to test positive on your alcohol tether at a 0.05 continuously through 3:02 a.m. with that excuse?
I'm telling you, that's what it was, though. I have two people here to testify for me that was here with the haircut.
Okay. Sir, even if you had the alcohol applied after your haircut, so you didn't get razor burn, what I'm telling you is that I don't believe that you didn't drink alcohol.
Where would I have had time to drink alcohol if I had to work 3 a.m. that next morning? I still got to get some sleep. Your Honor.
Right. So one would question why you had a haircut scheduled at 8:30 at night if you
It's
had
his
to work
only
at 3:30 in
opening.
the morning.
Normally I get it earlier, but his only opening was 8:30. So I said I'll take it.
Counsel, anything else?
Yes, Your Honor, if I could just move on to the next violation.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Per the client report, I don't have independent knowledge of this because I haven't represented him for the entire case, but he reports to me that he's never failed a drug test with you. After a violation that I didn't represent him for, he was ordered to get this tether, is my understanding. Upon doing so, he was confused that he thought now that he has a tether, he didn't have to go test. So he admits he violated it, but it wasn't in some nefarious plot. He just apologizes. He thought the tether would now replace the testing, and that explains why he missed that drug test.
Then once I got off the tether, I'd start testing again. I've never had a tether before.
All right, counsel, let me clarify a couple things. Number one, this is not your client's first violation. He had a violation with this court because he consumed alcohol on August 13th, and that was indicated in a police report in the matter that he had had police contact with. And then also his test taken on September 19th indicates the use of alcohol. So those are technical violations 1 and 2. And so the court held a probation violation hearing on November 6th. At which point the court continued your client's probation, extended it 3 months, 5 days jail. He had to report November 6th, and then 30 days on the alcohol tether upon release and outpatient treatment. Mandatory additional jail for any future violation. So that was just earlier this month. And then 1 week later, your client is testing positive for alcohol while on the tether and failed to submit for drug testing. And if somebody has confusion, what would you do, Mr. Sneed? Perhaps email into your probation officer?
Yeah, I actually called her and she didn't answer. So I was going to wait to call her the next day. Maybe she was out of office, but by that time it was already too late.
Sir, there's other individuals that are here at the court. So if you have a question that's urgent, you can contact anybody in the probation department or anybody in the courthouse. There's email, there's all of that. How did you know it was too late that day?
Because I called about 6:30. I think it was like 6:37, 7:30. I called now. She just didn't answer. So I'll call her tomorrow in the morning.
So what caused you to give her a call?
Because I was going to ask her about, do I keep testing? She didn't answer. So I waited till the next day and I was going to call her then, but it was too late.
What was too late?
I already violated. I already caught the violation.
How did you know you violated, sir?
I got the papers from Shimkey a week later.
Okay, but you're talking about the day of. So you're saying that you were going to call her on November 13th.
I did call her.
And she wasn't in.
Yeah, and she didn't answer.
Okay. Did you leave a voicemail?
No.
Did you send her an email?
No.
And then you called her the next day on the 14th?
No, I did not.
So, sir, what prompted you to call Ms. Shaw on November 13th?
To ask about my testing. And Heather told me to make sure.
So at any point on the 13th, did you call to see if your color was called?
Yes, I did do that. That's what prompted me to call Natalie. When she didn't answer, I said, I don't know if I test or not. So I was just going to call her Tuesday. But that never happened. Then come that like Saturday night, Shimkey sent me my violation papers.
So why didn't you call her on the 14th?
I have no clue. Even if I did, it was too late already. I didn't test.
Sir, you could have still been ordered to test that day.
I didn't know that.
But you didn't, well, no, because you didn't call back in. You didn't leave a voicemail, you didn't send an email, but you want me to believe that you called.
I can show you my call log.
And what time is it you called? Check on your call log.
It was actually the 19th at 6:48 p.m.
Okay, so you didn't call on the 13th.
Yeah, it was actually the 19th, 6:48 p.m. I did call her and she didn't answer.
Well, right, that's a Friday night at 6:19 p.m. Okay, so you didn't call her on the 13th, as you just testified to.
I think I called her after I got my violation papers.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I was not drinking Monday. I stopped drinking.
As of when?
As of my first 2 violations, which I already served my time for. In my 5 days in jail, I did a lot of thinking and recontemplating of my life. So when I got out of jail, I cut all my friends off. I don't talk to any of them. I don't drink no more. I go to work and I come home and play my game every single day. And I stream it.
Okay, but sir, you know that your barber uses alcohol.
Yes.
So at any point during the time on probation, did you, because I know that you get the instructions about using products with alcohol, right? You're not using any mouthwash that contains alcohol. There's all sorts of instructions that you receive.
I received that after I got my tether. The whole time on probation, I just thought there was no consumption of alcohol.
Okay, so you got that information regarding your tether, correct?
Yes.
All right, and that would have been on what, the 12th? When did you get out with your tether?
Friday the 10th.
Friday the 10th. So you had all that information prior to your haircut.
They just told me no use of alcohol. That's all they told me.
Right. And you know that that your barber uses alcohol on your haircut.
Yeah, but I didn't think that type of alcohol. When I hear no use of alcohol, I think the consumption of alcohol. As I think any person would.
No use, no hygiene products, nothing, sir.
Yeah, but when the normal person hears no use of alcohol, they don't instantly think of products with alcohol in it. They think of no use of alcohol consumption-wise.
Then, sir, if you were unsure, you should have asked. Because my order said 30 days jail for any violation.
That's without my explanation. That's just looking at it as a violation standpoint.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, that's 30 days in jail, looking at it from like a violation standpoint without explanation. I'm hoping with my explanation, I can get something different. Because I'm really not drinking no more. I'm actually trying to clean my life up. I just got a house. I got a job offer out in Texas. I'm waiting to get off probation to go to Texas for.
Well, sir, where is this job in Texas? What type of job is it?
We're contracted through Kroger. This is my company. And we unload Kroger's trucks and we store them in our distribution centers. And then when they order it, we ship it out to all the stores.
Okay. Sir, if you have a job offer, then you should certainly talk to them about that with your probation officer.
I can if that's a possibility.
Communication is very important, sir. Don't just assume things because that's really not leading you in the right direction.
Yeah, and that's my biggest problem. Even at work, me being the site manager, they tell me my communication skills suck. So it is something that I have to work on.
We're going to adjourn the sentencing portion to Monday, December 4th, because I'm going to have the testing facility or the lab present regarding this. because I'm likely to send your client to jail. I'm going to give them the benefit of having testimony to support, what this result is a result of.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if it also helps, I'm now 2 weeks on the tether without another violation after they clarified no use of any products. After that day I got that clarification, I went and threw my deodorant, lotion, my mouthwash, all that away.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that, because this would be your every other week for your haircut. So I presume that that's going to be today or tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll see how that happens, whether you end up with razor bump or you end up testing positive. So 10 a.m. on December 4th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Your Honor, I'd also like to address the tether again. We had asked that the tether be removed, and I think that the court wanted to review Mr. Treadway's criminal record. He's currently employed at the block in Sterling Heights. He's been there since 2020. He did not move to evade these charges back in the 90s. He moved because his job transferred him. He's not a flight risk. He will appear at all court hearings. And so we're just asking that that tether be removed.
Okay, and so I know that I said I would address the tether request at the next court date. However, what is going on in Monroe County?
I don't have anything from Monroe. I have Washtenaw County, where there was also back in the 90s, there was a similar charge regarding a check. That has been paid. He made a payment on April 7th, 2021 and April 12th, 2021, but I didn't even see anything in the discovery.
Okay, hold on, no, sorry, that's it's a name very similar, but not your client's.
Okay. I know in the discovery it says that there's a warrant out of 22nd. It's 14A District Court. It doesn't look like it was ever bound over, but he did take care of that in 2021. There is no warrant that I
thought you just said 22nd District Court.
No, 22nd Circuit.
Oh,
it was
okay,
never over though, so I'm not sure why the discovery says 22nd Circuit.
Okay, but I'm sure, were you in Texas, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm showing quite a few things from Texas.
I believe they were traffic.
I don't know, something at the airport. Theft of property.
Yeah, that was dropped. That was ultimately dropped as well. I think that was 2019 or 20, I don't remember the exact date.
Oh, you pled guilty to something because you're on probation.
I was, and they ended up dismissing.
Theft of property. Right, but you pled guilty to theft of property, then it was ultimately dismissed. It wasn't dismissed prior to prosecution, right?
Correct.
Okay, and were you also in Florida?
I didn't hear the first part of that. I just heard Florida.
Did you also live in Florida at any more point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you had some similar charges to what this matter is?
In the mid-1990s.
Yeah. All right, so counsel, I understand that your client may have moved for work purposes, but given the nature of the charges in multiple states, many of which are similar in nature to what he is being charged with now, the court's going to continue the bond and conditions. What do you do for your work, sir? What do you do in your...
I'm a property manager at apartment complex.
So do you handle payments?
Yes. Payments online, as well as checks, yes. Money orders, I should say.
Okay, well, I have some concerns regarding that, but I would presume that his employer did a background check.
They have done a background check. We get one every year, yes, ma'am. But I have not had a failure to appear.
Okay, and I'm glad to hear that, sir. However, right, there's still some concerns regarding the nature of the charges and the safety of the public as well. But in any event, the court's going to continue bond and conditions.
Thank you.
Your Honor, thank you so much. We will see you all on April 4th.
All right, thank you. All right, off the record.
Okay.